Okay, so your boyfriend just told you that he just wants to be friends. Girl, that sucks. And I have been there, and I can only imagine what you're going through, because I have had that experience happen to me multiple times. And every time you are left with that feeling of just like being punched in the gut, and you're like a little bit breathless, and you're like, what just happened? Hey, beautiful babe, it's Abby J, your life coach, and today we're talking about what to do when your boyfriend says that he just wants to be friends. This is a devastating experience. It's an experience that I have had many times, and I'm going to offer you the best tips on how to get through this situation and to reevaluate this relationship and to be okay. Isn't that like the thing that we want to do? So we want to be okay. But more importantly than that, I'm going to share with you how to stay poised and classy and make it so that he comes crawling back, because honey, they always come back. Oh, girl, before we dive into these tips, I want to let you know that I've done a couple videos on dating, like he broke up with you, now what do you want to do? Like how to get over your ex. I also have a book that I think would incredibly help you. It's my own book. It's called What Isn't Wrong With Me. Check that out. I'll put a link to it down below, but that book goes into full detail of how to find relationships that are worth your time, when to break up with a boy no matter what if he does those things, and it's going to include some of the tips and advice that I give you today on this video, but in so much more detail. So go ahead, check that out by the link down below. So what is the first thing that you need to do when your boyfriend says that he just wants to be friends? Well, number one is to give him space. So guys, when they say that, when they come up to you and they're like, you know what, I know we were flirting, or I know that you're my girlfriend, or whatever your status of relationship is, but I just want to be friends, or I think it'd be best if we just were friends for a little bit. That is code for I need some space to figure out my crap, right? And it's not nice, it's not good, it's like such a cop-out, that phrase of like, oh, I just want to be friends. And you are going to be so tempted to want to be like, oh, sure, let's be friends that hang out all the time, right? Because it's not like you really left on super bad terms. Even though you're hurt, it's still like, oh, we're like friends, right? Give him space. Fight that temptation to text him or call him or to be around him, which is actually my second tip, which is do not text him. That is its own tip. It's very own tip, because I've done that tip. I've texted a guy after he's like, let's just be friends. And I'm like, hey, how are you, friend? No, girl. 1, give him space. 2, do not text him. I know that the temptation is to let him know that you're okay. I remember thinking that to myself of I just want him to know I'm okay, and then I'm not so sad and wallowing over him because we're just friends now, and you're still holding out that little candle of hope he'll realize he doesn't like just being your friend. I'm here to tell you that no, he doesn't need to know you're fine. He is giving himself so much space right now, and I even hate to say this, but he's not thinking about you a lot. Ouch, I know that sucks, but I'm your life coach and I have to tell you that. And so don't think about him. Don't give him the pleasure of, coming back via text. And that's how the guy views it of oh, she's still wanting to be together. Give him space. Let him know what it's like to miss you. My third tip for you when your boyfriend just wants to be friends is to get busy living your own life. Now, typically, this is a phrase that guys use when you're in high school and college. So you'll see them around, right? And it's very tempting to be oh, maybe, I'll ask them if they want to be my partner on this English project, or maybe we can still do some fun projects together, because then we're being friends, I'm here to tell you that you need to get so busy living your own life that you don't have the time, energy, or the thought power to be how should I include them in my life, right? Because you're not including them in your life. And that's the big secret with this, is that He wants space. You're going to give him space so he can realize how amazing you are. But you are going to get so busy living your own life that some of this pain of the void that they left, because you were probably hanging out a lot. You were probably texting a lot. He probably gave you a big boost in your self-esteem. We've got to fill those voids, right? And we fill that with hanging out with our amazing girlfriends. We fill that by going on dates with other people and remembering that there's a million amazing guys out there. And we do that by realizing and working on our own talents and traits and things that we love about ourselves. Okay, girl, I hope you're listening. I hope you have a pen and paper, because this tip is the tip that you're going to come back to this video and leave me a comment that says, oh my goodness, Abby, this really works. Or I laughed my head off when he texted me exactly like you said he would. And this is the tip that's going to get you those results. And it's this, that when he comes back around, because he's going to be, either you've got, the player that thinks he can come back around and repair this relationship or still flirt with you or still take you on dates when he doesn't have another date. Or you've got a decent guy that's just eventually does want to check up on you and be like, hey, actually really value your friendship because you're so freaking amazing. When he comes back around, you are unavailable. And I don't mean oh, I have a boyfriend, I just mean that when he's like, hey, I haven't talked to you in forever. Do you want to go get ice cream? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to go to the school play together? Do you want to work on that English assignment together? You very politely say, you know what? I'm so sorry, I'm busy. I'm busy Friday night. You don't make it so general that it sounds like you're just being a jerk, but just say, you know what? That sounds like so much fun, but I already have plans on Saturday, so have to catch you another time. And don't say oh, can you do it Monday? No, because girl, if you aren't busy on Saturday, you're making it up that you're busy. Because guys need to know that you aren't just waiting around for them, right? And guys love the chase, and it's what makes relationships a little bit hard, is you do kind of have to play a little bit of games, but not when you find the right one. Let me just throw that out there. But when it comes to high school and these guys coming back who are like, oh, let's just be friends now, the first couple of times you need to be busy. Now, yes, if they happen to be in the group of friends that you are all going to, the amusement park on Saturday, sure, but don't hang around him. Be polite, be nice. Check out my other tips in he just broke up with you, now what? Because let's be honest, the just friends is breaking up with you. But some of those tips you can use in this one of just being a little bit busy, being a little bit too unavailable, and just saying, you know what, I really can't hang out with you. This puts all the power back in your court. And if you stay true on this tip, if you cave and hang out with him, girl, you basically have to start over on everything. Because he thinks, oh, sweet, she still likes me, right? It's an ego boost for him. He still likes me, or she still likes me. But if you can hold true to this tip, that's when these guys are like, hey, you know what? I actually do want to date you, or can I take you to the prom or whatever, because you're unavailable. Okay, I know especially that last tip might sound a little harsh, but some of my reasoning is in my book, What Isn't Wrong With Me? So go ahead, check that out. You get a whole chapter devoted completely to every situation that you could ever face in dating. So check that out. And if you liked these tips, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I have tons of videos on personal development for teenagers and young adults as we navigate this life into adulthood and who we want to become. And that's what my videos are centered on, helping you increase your joy as you grow into the person that you want to become. So check that out. And girl, I want you to know you are beautiful, you are gorgeous, you are smart, you are funny, and you do not need that guy who just wants to be friends with you. So you heard it from me, your life coach, which means it's totally, completely true. So cannot wait to see you in my next video. And I hope that you leave me a comment on maybe what you're going through, or if you would like to be coached, leave me a comment down below, or you can reach out to me via my Instagram, which is Abby Winslow, and I will see you in my next video. Abby J out.